Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Alpha, and thanks for joining me for another Tom Clancy's The Division video. This is the final build video I'm doing at this moment. We're in patch 1.3, and I've been working quite hard to get 3 different builds up. The first 2 builds that I posted were support builds, both a Reclaimer and a Tactician's Authority build. And in this one, this is my DPS build. This is my damage dealer. And of course, for that, we went right to this Sentry's Call. This is by far, in a way, at this moment in time, the most powerful damage dealer in the game. And we're going to spend a bit of time going through the gear as well as the weapons here. So we could start off with the chest piece. Now this is a Reckless chest piece. So Reckless will increase all damage by 14%, but it also will increase incoming damage by 10%. So I have armor and damage to elites on here as my major attributes, and the minor and skill really don't matter here. My skill power is quite low on here. I'm not really going to be the one running a smart cover people are depending on. An increased kill XP. It could actually help. I'm not 99 in the dark zone, but it really doesn't matter. My 2 mods here are both stamina and critical hit chance. And you're going to be seeing quite a bit of that, and that is for a very good reason. So if we hop into the mask, you can see it is a stamina rolled mask, and I have a firearms mod in there. And again, I have it rolled to critical hit chance, not to skill power, which is the more popular roll for a mask. Scavenging, turret duration, waste, doesn't matter. And mods, we have firearms and critical hit chance. And in case for some reason you are watching this video, you are unaware of the set bonuses, set bonus 2. So this set was so powerful they nerfed it into a 5-piece set, and it is still the most powerful thing. But set bonus 2 is 10% headshot damage. Set bonus 3, 10% damage to elites. Set bonus 4, the Sentry's Call. Headshots using a semi-automatic weapon marks the enemy, increase the damage inflicted on the target by 15% for a duration of 10 seconds each. A target can receive up to 3 marks. And that means the entire team is doing additional damage to whoever you have marked with the Sentry's Call. And set bonus 5 is the remaining damage here, 20% headshot damage, 10% damage to elites. So if you add it all up, we're getting 30% headshot damage, and we're getting 20% damage to elites. Anyways, moving right along, our knee pads, these are the ones we got equipped, rolled to firearms and armor. So these are 240. Obviously, if I were to get 268 knee pads, they could be quite a bit better. However, these are serving just fine. And I've got shock resistance, disorient resistance, and the rest are all garbage. Scavenging, smart cover, damage, resilience really doesn't matter much. Our mods, stamina, and once again, crit hit chance. Moving right along to the backpack. Backpack is, of course, rolled to skill power. It is so important to get that skill power on the backpack, and it's a very good roll at over 7,000. It is a firearms rolled backpack with a stamina mod inside, and we have some nice pulse critical hit chance. Are you seeing a theme here yet? Our stamina mod is stamina with critical hit chance. Moving on to the gloves, they're firearms rolled, and they're at critical hit chance, damage to elites, critical hit damage. Those are by far the best major attributes you could get if you're building a set for PvE content. Finally, we have the Sentry's Call holster, which is a 268. However, the rolls aren't fantastic on it. It's rolled to armor, which gives me quite a bit of armor, over 1,000, and has ballistic shield damage, which again is pretty much a waste, doesn't really matter. So I'm sitting at primary DPS of 277, with my G36. However, that is a bloated DPS due to the third talent on a G36. 396 toughness, so right around that 400k mark, and just under 20k skill power. Now I could definitely buff up my skill power a bit. I could easily run mods that have skill power in it, but why am I running all critical hit chance mods? Because with this build, I am aiming to be somewhat tanky and dealing damage. There's going to be someone else in my group that will have by far way better skill power, so I'm not going to be running a pulse. I'm not going to be running a smart cover. I'm going to probably be running an overheal, since that is one of the less important skills as far as skill power goes, and then some sort of support thing. I believe right now I have Seek Your Mine with a gas grenade in it, just as crowd control. That's kind of the role I serve with my skills. They're not super important. So let's hop right in. The rifle I'm using is a G36 Enhanced at 12.1k damage and 20% enemy armor damage. It is not really the best, however I like it quite a bit because it has self-preserved, which is extremely useful because I can heal myself up as I get those crit hits. It's got brutal, so I'm doing additional headshot damage on top of everything else I've got. And then I have the focused talent, so it increases weapon damage by 14% when no skills are on cooldown. Now of course this is not being procced too often, and if I were to have this gun with these top two, I would roll off of focus in a heartbeat, because even though I am not high skill power, I still want to be using my skills as often as possible because they're just that important. If we get into the slots on the weapon, we've got magazine size, rate of fire, headshot damage and accuracy, stability and critical hit damage, and accuracy and horizontal stability. With an assault rifle, getting stability in there is quite important, or the reticle will climb quite a bit as you go. Oh, and actually sometimes I will look to run this weapon here. It is a little bit worse as far as the damage goes. However, and even the enemy armor damage is slightly lower, but it does have destructive. So I'll be doing even more enemy armor damage, which is quite useful again in PvE content. And then of course I have brutal again and focus. So the only difference there is I would not be healing myself. I would be doing extra armor damage. Now if we look at this guy here, alright, where are you at? My SOCOM M1A. Now again, this is not the biggest headshot damage. It's actually quite low, 50.1k damage, but I'm running it because I have capable, I have brutal, and I have fierce. So I have additional crit hit chance, I've got additional headshot damage, and if you guys don't know, with capable, when you pop your skill, this gun pretty much becomes a laser gun. You're able to fire very rapidly and very accurately. So while I'm not doing as much damage as I was with my other M1A, which I'll show you in a moment, I'm able to land, let's say, 4 very rapid headshots at 2.5 million versus 2 or 3 headshots at 3 million with my other M1A. So that is the reason I'm currently using this. Now I have magazine size and weapon damage here, so I'm boosting up the weapon damage, headshot damage, crit hit chance, and accuracy, crit hit damage, and accuracy, horizontal stability. So this gun, even with this, it still kicks off to the side quite a bit. So even with 50% horizontal stability, that's still an issue. However, it's just what the M1A does. So if we look at where is the other M1A, so this is the big damage dealer. You can see that it's pretty much a max headshot damage there. 3k more damage. I've got deadly on there, so crit hit damage is increased. I've got vicious, so crit hit chance is increased when I'm at full health. And I have toxic, which is not fantastic. There's really quite a few better talents that could be there. However, it does occasionally stop the rushing shotgunner or heavy or whatever it might be, and gives my team additional time to take them down. So it is actually quite useful, but of course if I had my pick I would not have that on there. So if we go and let's exit out, let's click on here and then go into character. So right now with this weapon my crit hit chance is 35%, and of course with a pulse that will be immediately buffed up to the full 60%, which is the cap. And I have 102% crit hit damage. I'm dealing 375% headshot damage. So I'm doing quite a bit there. Honestly, I don't know what all the raw numbers on accuracy and stability are, but they're fine. Weapon damage bonus, and let's see, yeah, we don't have any marksman rifle on there. I guess that could be rolled onto gloves, but really I think damage to elites is more useful. We've got 43% damage to elites there, so doing an extra 43% to any elite level enemy, and the rest honestly isn't too important. We're of course we're at health of 99,000 with a maxed out armor. Resilience and stuff, you're not really going to find that on here. On my support build, I've got disorient, disrupt, and shock is what I have on this one. No exotic damage, none of that sort of stuff. I'm there to be dealing damage, not really to be soaking it up. So there you have it, guys. I know a lot of people are starting to favor more glass cannon Sentry builds, and honestly I just don't really see a purpose in it, because while yeah, it's definitely true, there are guys, a popular Twitch streamer, I Am Chappy, he can get his M1A critting at 7 million on a headshot, which is insane and is fantastic for farming. However, he is running with super low toughness, so if he goes down, he's not only not dealing those 7 million crit hits, but his partner who has to pick him up is also dealing 0 damage as well. So while yes, it is possible to do quite a bit more damage than I do, and I crit between 2.5 to 3 million with this build, depending on, you know, all the different buffs. We have pulse, smart cover, drinking water, all these sorts of things that will buff up damage. However, if he's down and someone's picking him up, his team DPS just went down 50%, and since he's dealing the majority of the damage, it's even greater than that. So I think having a good mix of toughness in there is pretty relevant as far as overall team DPS goes, and that's the rationale behind this build. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comment section down below. Do you see any way this build can be optimized further? Do you see anything I'm completely missing with my mod selection, with my talents, whatever it might be? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, that is all for today. So for now, Alpha out.